Steve, you're looking incredibly well. What have you been up to?
Body's a temple, Adam.
Absolutely. What have you been up to? How's it been since we saw you last in a job earlier this year?
Yeah, I came out of Rotherham and within a few days I've been out and made some family decisions, really sat down with the family and made a decision that despite the phone ringing a couple of clubs to perhaps come in and go straight into them, I made a decision to get healthier and fitter. Something I last did at the back end of my time at Leeds United but hadn't done for a lot of years. And went and seen some real serious people, some specialists, the cardiologists and the fitness people and different things, and come up with a plan. And the family didn't think I'd be able to do it, but here we are 7 months or so later, 6.5 stone down. You know, it's been incredible hard work. You know, it's up and going swimming, you know, 2.5 kilometres every morning and biking and walking dogs and doing so many steps, and I'm feeling the benefit now. Huge, mentally and physically feeling fantastic.
So you mentioned going to see the cardiologist. Why was that? Were people worried about you? What was the catalyst?
No, I was worried about myself. I think you take the stresses of everyday football management and you come out, and I've always said it wasn't just a cardiologist. It was almost like via the league managers. They put you through your cycle of life, and you see a number of specialists. But I wanted to focus in the area of getting my weight back under control or losing weight basically, and getting a lot healthier. So Dr. I hope I get his name right, but Dr. Constanos at Royal Patworth, I went under his control. He gave me a plan. That plan was obviously a substantially reduced intake of calories and a gradual fitness program to then go and work with a fitness coach, which I've been able to do here near my home in Peterborough. And so that involves, it started off with swimming 10 lengths to the pool, which I found really tough at the time. And doing so many walks and so many jogs and so much a little bit on the tread, to building up now where I comfortably go and swim 70, 80 lengths every morning. And but I had to then make sure that mentally I was in tune with that and it was working. So it's been a brilliant 7 months. I'm feeling the best I've felt in years and years.
Yeah, so what is the routine now? You've sort of touched upon it, but what's a typical day now?
Well, it's we're always up in the morning. I take the dogs out first thing in the morning. I come back from there and then we have our protein shakes. Wife will get ready to go to what she calls work. I go to my work, which is, I go off to Bannintines. There's many gyms in health clubs here in Peterborough. I go off to Bannintines. And so I'm into the pool. I do between 50 and 70 lengths. Then I'll do some biking, then I'll do the sauna work. So it's about 2.5 hours there before I head home, and then very much so there's planned meals for lunch and planned meals for dinner, walking the dogs in the evening, going to bed. The first 3 or 4 months we had to go to bed early because I'd want to be in the fridge. I want a biscuit or some snacks, but over that now. So very much it's about calorie control management, measuring my weight every week, now every third week, so that's a sign of great progress, and seeing 2 or 3 of the consultants, including the top man who's heading me up, Dr. Constanos, who's described it as incredible progress. Well, a little bit more to continue. So it's a little bit more weight loss maybe for another 2 or 3 weeks, and then hopefully by that time it's just about conditioning, and that'll be another tough part to go through, but looking forward to the challenge.
You say you're looking forward to it. So what is the motivation? I know you're a family man. You've got grandchildren. Is that something that's kind of driving?
Yeah, that was the highlight of it. You know, I've got 4 grandkids from 4 years down to 1 year. I want to be around when they're 25, 30. I want to see them have kids. Is that possible? Yeah, it's possible. If, you know, in the words of the consultants, my body internally is actually in really good shape now after all the scans and stuff I had last week. So that's a big part of it. The other part is what's inside me, is to be back on the touchline and managing a team, whether that's a team that's fighting at the wrong end of the table for a prize to stay where they are, or whether it's a team fighting to perhaps not achieving the objectives of those above the manager where they think they should be. Then yeah, go back in. But you know, I'm not desperate to go back in. It needs to be the right club out if you're right at the right time. But I'll be certainly fit mentally and physically they'll get the best Steve Evans they've seen in years.
We're going to be on Soccer Saturday. Any message for Lee Hendry and Jamie Mackey on the panel?
Yeah, Lee Henry's is a brilliant lad. Of course, I knew his dad very well when I was at Boston. He was at Tamworth. Great competitor. Lee was a smidgen running about. And the last time I was talking to Jamie, he was telling me when he was at Oxford against Gillingham that he had a lot more money than me. Jamie, you're right.